Hey everybody, good evening. Sherelle's here. So I'm finally out the hospital. I'm back home. I wanted to catch up on what was going on with me for the last 2 weeks. So I had to schedule a admissions a not appointment, but I had to be admitted in the hospital last week for 1 week, and I just got out this morning, because of seizures. Now, lately, in the last month or two, my seizures came back, and I didn't know what it was, so I thought it was going to be over with. And then the seizure happened twice, and I still didn't know what was going on. Then I started feeling like I was going to pass out. I was feeling so bad, and throughout those 2 weeks, I couldn't control anything that was going on with me, from the headaches to the seizures to the passing out, and it was due to stress. It was due to stress, and then I was trying to cope with my stress by eating and drinking a lot, and then it was smoking. So I was supposed to stop smoking, and I went 2 months without smoking, and then went back to smoking for 3 weeks, and I had finally quit. So it's been 2.5 weeks that I have not smoked, and part of the reason was because of this doctor I was talking to. I have a brand new doctor now that I work with, and he seems to be knowing what to do with my situation. Sorry, I live by the train station, but anyway. So I made a schedule appointment to go into the hospital to see my doctor for my seizures, and they had to they had to do a brain scan on me to see what type of seizure it was, for them to identify it, because apparently there's 4 types of seizures, which I didn't know. And oh my god, I'm about to eat something. I am so hungry. Yo, after being in that hospital for a whole week, let me tell you, it has been the worst week of my life. I was in Montefiore Children's Hospital because I couldn't go to the adult side of the hospital because of the COVID-19 situation. So they had to put me in the kids section. Let me tell you this shit. That hospital is the worst hospital of all. Not only that, I was having body pains, headaches for 3 days straight, and they didn't want to give me none of my medications. I was denied food. I was denied my medications up until yesterday. They was giving me a hard time about everything, and I couldn't believe it because I was already on a schedule. Me and my doctor had agreed to a schedule to put me on to take my medications, because I have several health problems, and you cannot skip dosage when you have a severe health problems. At any age, it doesn't matter. They made me skip 2 days out of the 5 days I was there, the first 5 days. And then the last 2 days of me being there, they finally let me take my medication. So I had to make a complaint about it, because I was like, yo, you can't just come into my life and just mess up everything for me, switching up schedules and everything, ooh, telling me what to take and what not to take. I didn't know if that was a fireworks or that was a gunshot, but that shit was loud as hell. Oh my god, like, that scared the crap out of me. Anyway, I was like, oh my god. It feels so good to be out the hospital. You don't even know. 1 week being in a hospital felt like a lifetime. And I felt like I had a lifetime of stress and aggravation, not to mention not eating very well. Yo, my appetite fully changed, full like blown. Everything about me fully changed throughout the week. And I was really pissed off. Like, I was not used to being denied of food and drink or medication. And even though I hate taking medications, but I knew it was very important in my life that I needed, or else I would not be living. So I took it upon myself to talk to my doctor. I was raising hell in that hospital. Y'all just don't know. I was raising all types of hell in that hospital for not getting what I want. And I am planning on suing the hospital for neglect, for being denied food. And some people might think it's funny out here, but it's not. I was literally starving in the hospital for 4 days straight. I was not eating food in the hospital. And I got along with at least 3 nurses in the hospital. No, four. 4 different nurses that I was dealing with throughout the entire week. I got along with them. And out of the 4, 2 of them had to sneak in food and snacks to my room in order for me to eat, because they didn't like the fact that I was being denied what I wanted. And then what's even worse is that people in there kept thinking I was a child because of the way I looked. Like, I didn't look like an adult to them. I told them I was 33. I'm a grown ass woman. And by y'all sitting here telling me what I can and cannot have, I was like, child, I'm not sitting here taking no for an answer. And you definitely going to tell me what to eat and what not to eat, or deny me food. So I was like, either you give me what I want, or I would have your ass fired or suspended, one of them, by talking to your boss. And I didn't care. I was dead ass gonna go over there myself and talk to the nurse's boss. And a couple of hours later, after making a report, like, I was reporting them to their boss, I finally got some food. And but the thing is, that situation lasted for like a day, because I went back to not being fed. So I had to use the little bit of money I had left for that I was supposed to use for my cab and for my food at home. I had to order food. I ordered takeout 3 times while I was up there in the hospital. And not to say I didn't like it, but I shouldn't have to be ordering takeout all the time while I was in the hospital, because they didn't want to feed me. They had the worst selection. Yo, they had the worst selection of food up there. I keep jumping because I think they shooting out there on my block. It's nothing new. But I had to sit here. I went up there with $81 to the hospital, and came back with $15, $16. You know, after being up there for a week. I was so mad, because I shouldn't have to go through this. No one should have to go through this, especially when you're an adult. And then another thing I didn't like was the fact that they kept throwing in my face that I was a diabetic, as if I didn't know. Now, if you don't eat throughout the day, or at least throughout half the day, you have to put some type of sugar in your body to balance everything out. That's what it is all about. If you don't eat a meal, you have to balance it out by drinking some type of sugar, whether it is apple juice, orange juice, or your sugar will go down. My sugar went down twice up there, and they just still denied me of any snacks, any juices, anything that I'm used to having. That was so unfair. Yeah. So, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Y'all, they doing too much out there. Yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. I had to pause for a little bit. So So now my anger went up to 10. I was pissed, and I was pissed off for the next few days because of being denied what I deserved. And I had a nighttime nurse named Eileen, and she was the sweetest person involved. When I first met her, I was kind of thrown off by her because she really turned me off when she kept touching my food, the food that was given to me. She kept looking at it, excuse the darkness, and she just kept touching. Now, I never had nobody who goes up to somebody food and touch it with their own bare hands. And I'm like, she looking like she want to eat my food. So long story short, after after me getting to know her for the first 3 nights, I kind of got used to her. We became cool. You know, I was telling her about me, about where I came from, and what was I going to do about the situation, because she heard that I was turned down for food. And she asked me, well, like, no, not asked me, but she was telling me that they never dealt with an adult before, which is understandable because y'all work in a children's hospital, so y'all deal with children only. But it's not like y'all never dealt with adults before. Like, I'm sure y'all interacted with a lot of adults. I'm sure y'all took care of adults once in your life. So, but it's like, this is common sense. Bottom line, don't deny people of food or drinks if they are entitled to it. Okay? You can't sit here and have a patient in the hospital, being like starving to death and not do anything about it, especially if they have diabetes. If I did not have diabetes, it would not matter to me because I was already used to not eating that much, especially if I didn't have appetite. But with me having diabetes, my body tells me when it's time to eat, whether or not I like it. And I don't have an eating problem. So for people out here who always constantly think I have an eating problem, that's the reason why I gain weight, no. Fuck you for even thinking that. Fuck you for even assuming that. Y'all don't understand what it's like to have a health problem like diabetes and thyroid problems. And it's like I say, my body doesn't take in enough. It doesn't take in enough water. It doesn't take in enough nutrients. So I have to constantly eat. Now, I spoke to 3 different doctors, and 2 out of the 3 was saying the same thing, that I'm supposed to eat like up to 6 times a day. That's between meals, snacking, and they was like, don't ever skip a meal, because if you try to skip a meal, let's say for instance in the morning time, by the afternoon when you become hungry, you will have to take in twice as much food to fill up your body. And it's not good because you take in double the sugars, and then guess what? Now your blood sugar is high. You either feeling like weird. I don't have symptoms when it comes to my blood sugar being sky high, but I do have symptoms when my blood sugar is low, which is feeling dizzy, lightheadedness, and feeling sick. So I have to be careful of how much I eat, when to eat, and that is very detrimental. So I had to go by what my doctor was telling me, but this hospital stopped that from happening. I was like, you know what? I would never go back up there ever again. Next time they want me to do some type of, examination, whatever for my head, whatever tests they want to run, they better send me to their clinic or to another hospital, because I am not going to that hospital ever again. Like I say, I did not have a pleasant stay. At least let it be decent. And the worst part about it all is that you don't get much sleep up there, because you got 4 or 5 people's coming in all hours of the night and morning. And it's like you getting sick and tired of it being disturbed. And then they wake you up early in the damn morning just to take your blood pressure. And I'm like, yo, when I was in Einstein Hospital, they never had to wake me up just to take a blood pressure. They would take my blood pressure while I was asleep. And they asked me, was that okay if I didn't wake up in time? Would it be okay for a nurse to take my blood pressure? And I'll say yeah. And this hospital is very intrusive, not to mention they have two cameras in the room. Very intrusive. I didn't like that. So when a new doctor came in with a nurse in my room and they was trying to, ask me questions and trying to talk to me, they was like, how was your stay in this hospital? And I'm looking at them like, you really asked me how was my stay? It was the worst. Okay? Two, I'm a nice person, very loving, but I'm not tolerating the disrespect, the intrusive behavior, like I don't have no privacy whatsoever. And that really pissed me off because, like I say, this is the first time I ever went through something like this in a hospital. In any other hospital, I used to have privacy, and it's whether I'm taking a shower, taking my clothes off, switching clothes, or putting a gown on. I had privacy. With this Montefiore Children's Hospital, I had no privacy. You can't change your clothes in your room without the cameras looking at you. You got to change your clothes and do everything in the bathroom. And that really pissed me off. So I felt like I was violated in so many ways. And then what's even worse is that people was constantly trying to touch me. They was constantly trying to put their hands on me. I didn't like that, so I told them, do not ever put their hands on me. I was like, if you don't want me to go to jail for whipping your ass, you don't want your pretty face to get fucked up, please don't touch me. So yeah, after that, two of the nurses that was taking care of me never came back to my room. Never came back to the room. My throat was dry. And you know what? That worked out for me. At least I got their attention now. They was scared of me after I literally like had to threaten them, and I told them like I really gave it to them good. Like sat here, I scared them half to death with my words. And by threatening them to get them in trouble, it was enough for them to leave me alone. They didn't bother me for the rest of my stay. So instead of them taking care of me, I got two new nurses taking care of me. And one of them was black and the other one was, mixed race. And like I say, they was the sweetest person I ever dealt with. And I'm glad I'm at the hospital right now. I'm glad I'm home. God has protected me yet again, always protect me, always love me, show me mercy, and I always thank Him. I thank God every day, and I count my blessings because it could have been a lot worse. So I got my results back. Everything came out fine. They didn't see no activities of seizures on my brain. They did see stress. They saw the dizziness, me feeling dizzy and everything. That showed up in my test results. And also on camera, they saw me losing my balance. So, like I say, a part of me having the seizures and passing out was due to stress. And my stressors was a number of things, which I'm not going to name. But yeah, after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to stop being so stressed out, stop letting people stress me out. Because so many people that was in my life stressed me the hell out to the max. And it caused me to end up in the hospital more than one times within a year. Like, I couldn't believe it myself. You think the doctors couldn't believe it? I couldn't believe it. I was in 3 different hospitals for stress over 6 times due to two people's and due to my health issues. And it was more of the people's that was stressing me out than it was of my health issues, because every now and then I might have a dizzy spell, but that's if I'm like in a rush and I don't eat and I don't take my medications. But majority of the time it was due to me putting up with people's bullshit and disrespect and keeping some of that pent up inside me and not say nothing. And it took a toll on my body, and it took a toll on my social life, because now I went from being able to talk to people to not being able to talk to nobody. I didn't want to really express myself in that way and have people question me as if I was lying about something. So if I couldn't get somebody to listen to me without having to judge me or question me, I was going to keep it to myself. So I decided to keep everything to myself and just talk to my therapist like I would usually do. And after that, I just started to feel okay, and I started to feel a little better as the weeks was passing by. So now, today, it's Tuesday, and I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm not feeling stressed out anymore. I'm not tired anymore. I haven't felt fatigue in about 3 days. So that was good. And as far as the smoking and drinking, like I said, I chose to stop because I feel like my life is worth living and is worth everything. Like, I want to do so much in this world, and I want to accomplish so many things that I've been dreaming about. So for me to make that happen, I had to stop the heavy smoking, the heavy drinking. I talked to the doctor about that. So they gave me alternatives to drinking, like drinking wine, drinking sparkling wine or whatever. Instead of drinking so many times on the weekends, have like 1 or 2 glasses, and let's see how that goes. And that's what I'm gonna do. And my birthday is coming up in 3 weeks. Thank God, July is almost here. I just want to let y'all know that I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm fine. I'm happy. Like I say, I'm stress free. When I got home, like you can see, my hair has been washed. I had these leads in my head where they were scanning. Oh my God, I caught an allergic reaction, but I'm okay. Couldn't been better. Finally changed my clothes. I took a nice hot shower, and I scrubbed from head to toe, got all that hospital stuff off me. But I'm okay now. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep living my best life. And the next time y'all see me vlog, it will be on my birthday. On the 4th of July, I'm not doing nothing, so y'all won't see me do anything. But always, please share this video. Keep watching me. I love the support that some of y'all are giving me. That really does make a difference in my life. And it makes me so happy. It makes me feel better knowing that y'all watching me and y'all listening to my stories and seeing how my life is. Thank y'all for the support, and for future subbies, thank you. Keep subscribing, keep sharing, like my videos. And until then, I'll see y'all later. Good night.